All right, man. Appreciate everybody for checking in. We are here. I decided to get it in tonight while I had some time, giving a full review, and we're gonna give some grades out for the draft. I'll keep an eye on the free agency. I think we already took a punter from Australia, so I do appreciate everybody who was checking back in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video, and we got some new Detroit Lions, and we're gonna have some more to come. We got still a ton of cap space, and tomorrow I may even go live tomorrow, kind of breaking down, or may do a video tomorrow breaking down the free agents that are left out of the NFL pool. So kind of talk about some missed opportunities as well on some players that I liked and a lot of players that I feel they drafted. They did a good job this year. This might have been Bob Quinn's best draft thus far. But right now, year 2, 3 years down the line, we won't know, and he can very well be gone. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the video. Don't forget you always can check me out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Those links are always in the description. If you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, a video request, or you just want to chop it up, my lines are always open on social media. Also, you want to make a donation, Cash App, PayPal. There, best way to donate personally is to share the video. And also, you can check my other channel out, Goodfellas Sports TV, for more sports, music, news, and entertainment. So, I think it was a great draft. Day one didn't go as we thought it was, but I'll get to that. Titus, salute. Versatile, ENT, Divine Wrath, Dolomite, salute. Yeah, I got my channel back like what? It's like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago now. So, yeah. Ben got it back. Word of Wash, salute. Zatumbo, what's going on? Antonio Jenkins, hopefully I said that right, salute. Melvin Drew, what's going on? Aaron Choice, I see you. Yeah, I got to give out reaches again. It's getting like that. But, yeah, we can start off with the first pick. I think the big issue with the first pick and kind of the reaction that he got was not because Jeff Okudah is not a better player, a good player, or won't be a great player. It was a step backwards, and it could have become a step forward had they traded down and got something. An extra two, an extra three really would have came in handy, and that was the issue with a lot of people. They didn't trade down because the first DB didn't go until C.J. Henderson went. But to be honest, Bob Quinn was right. They wasn't going to be able to get a respectable cornerback in the second round. So, kind of looking at hindsight, I wish they would have traded down a couple spots and got Jeff Okudah. But Anderson went. Wasn't that AJ Terrell from Clemson went? Gantley from TCU. A lot of dudes end up freaking going. Some guys I didn't expect to go as far as cornerbacks. So cornerbacks, you got to put a premium on in this league. But the problem was we had a lot of pressing needs up front, and I still have my doubts about kind of filling the holes up front. But I guess we can put it all together because Yake Ngakwe, he's still out there. Jadeveon Clowney's still out there. Marcel Daria's still out there. So there are still some interior linemen that value continues to drop as far as financial worth out there. But Jeff Okudah, I think is a good player. I think it was the right pick at that time. Now, going back in history, if Tua go out there and ball out and he bring a championship to Miami, or he becomes a good player, or if Justin Herbert becomes a good player, I think that those would be the two impact spots you look at and say, damn. Because obviously you couldn't get Chase Young, you couldn't get Joe Burrows. If Kinlaw comes in and do good, then you're looking at it, Derrick Brown. But it's no impact like the quarterback position or like Vaughn or Khalil Mack or a pass rusher off the edge. But that only guy that was there like that was Isaiah Simmons. So if Isaiah Simmons or the quarterbacks go and do good like Love, Herbert, as far as the first rounders, or Tua Tagovailoa go on to be great players, then a lot of Lions fans gonna be shooting themselves in the foot, no matter how good Okudah is. If Tua goes out there and he becomes an All Pro, or Herbert becomes a perennial All Pro or Pro Bowler, Isaiah Simmons go on to do good. Those value positions way more than the cornerback usually, depending on how you build your defense. But plus Herbert, that kind of hurt even more because the Lions liked Herbert. They was interested in him, and he's a special kid out of Portland. I think he's gonna be a really good pro. I could be wrong, but I like him. But as far as Kuda, long guy, anticipate routes, he read defense, he's smart, he twitchy. The only issue with Kuda is gonna have is obviously with rookie roles, But the only issues you're going to have with Okudah is that if you ain't able to mount pressure up front, Okudah might struggle a little bit. But, kind of give a preview, more talk I'm going to talk about during in the weeks coming. Like I said, Amani Okwara is going to be your starting corner at some point this year over Desmond Trufant. Don't be surprised if Desmond Trufant don't get cut like Jashon Shed did a few years ago. I just think Amani Okwara is going to work hard. I think him and Okudah is going to be two shutdown corners to come. And for Justin Coleman, it's all going to boil down for him as far as can he get some push up front. Coleman is not a bad nickel. The nickel is hard because you got a two-way goal, then you can get vertical. And if you're not getting pressure, and he got to count to 10 Mississippi, 8 Mississippi, he going to get burnt anytime. That's anybody playing a nickel position. So I think Amani and Okudah going to be your long and tall and twitchy corners to come. And depends on, how far do Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia go with this regime going forward and how good Coleman play, because he's very overpaid for his position. He got a ball out, but he made some plays last year. So as far as the grade of Jeff Okudah, I give it an A-. I don't give it an A or A+ because I feel there was a bit of a reach. I feel that they could have traded down and kind of got an asset and still got him, but I give it an A-. I think it was a good pick. I think he goes on to have a great career, and him and Okwara is going to go on to be two of the best corner tandems in the league. So that's just my opinion. Aaron Choice said I gave them a B+, so we got an A- so far from me. I was hoping for Bradley, I can't pronounce his name, an A, when they took the second running back. I'll get to questions, but because I don't want to throw it off. Versatile said Okudah, a different breed. Teams was reaching for corners. They really need them in the first. Yeah, and that kind of factors into me giving them an A- for Okudah because a run of corners went. You know what I'm saying? When you have as many needs as the Lions, you don't draft a cornerback that high as a Tumbo. You D a line or a quarterback, running back. Only way you picking on Okudah you made since if y'all had Slade. Well, they got a Rocky can play, so they got the developmental corner there. So they got a good tandem. I'm telling you, Rocky gonna start. But I agree. But I don't think it was a defensive player they liked that high, as far as an interior lineman. Now, my preferential pick was probably gonna be a left tackle. Play him at right and protect Matthew Stafford and his broken back. That would have helped you immediately in the long term. If you wasn't gonna take a quarterback, I felt they should have took the tackle that the Giants took, But I think with them not being able to move back, that's why they took Okudah. So they got three really good corners. I think going forward with Amani, Okwara, Coleman, and Okudah, they really gonna live or they gonna die trying by the pressure they're able to generate. Maybe Patricia is gonna draw up more stunts, more exotic blitzes, and if that's the case, you got a lot of corners that can, really be handsy and react to getting picks and play the pass. You got a lot of playmakers out there. You got Walker in the back end that can crack. He can cover in some man to man. You got Will Harris that can hit a little bit. He got to improve it as far as play recognition and man to man. So I get the pick. It's just that was you gonna reach for Derrick Brown, a two down defensive tackle? Was you gonna reach for Javon Kinlaw at number 3 if you truly couldn't move down? Isaiah Simmons, really good guy, but he doesn't fit what they want at linebacker or safety. So I knew those guys wasn't going. Isaiah Simmons wasn't gonna be the pick because he just doesn't fit what they do. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion on that. So I was for a quarterback. If not that, I was for a left tackle. The line, I got so many concerns about the line still, but I'll get there. So let's continue on. He said, Keista says, I think next year draft, they better start looking for future and get quarterback. Also needs to get more offensive linemen that are good next year draft offensive players mostly. Can't look to next year because they don't know if they're going to be here next year, even though I anticipate Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia being here next year. As long as they win more than 3 games, that's just my opinion. Unless some reason the Lions sell the team. So let's go to the second pick. DeAndre Swift. I was shocked by that pick. That was not a Lions pick usually. That wasn't a Bob Quinn pick. I was looking for them to go interior lineman there. They went for the talented running back. Who dad I will not be talking shit to ever in life, okay? dude's dad is a problem. So they get the Philly boy, DeAndre Swift. Love him coming out of Georgia. The last few Georgia running backs was good. Nick Chubbs, Todd Gurley, Sony Michel. So he kind of remind me of Sony Michel a little bit. Maybe a little bit more twitchier. Maybe that's because how they use him in New England. He look a little bit slower, but Swift able to catch the ball out the backfield, run your angle, your Texas routes, and he able to run. He's just a Swiss Army knife. He can get in the interior. He can bounce off tackle. He can catch. Pretty sure playing in the pro style offense in Georgia, he can pick up in pass protection. So that's what people don't talk about. A lot of rookie running backs struggle in pass protection. So if he can pick up in pass protection, I think he can help them in the middle of the field with Amendola and Hawkinson moving forward. So I like that pick. I'm gonna give that pick an A. I think it was an A. I'm gonna give it an A plus from the simple fact that Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia stepped out their box and stepped out their comfort zone and took a pick that we needed. We all knew we needed a running back. I didn't think DeAndre Swift would be there, heading into my mock draft. I felt that Zach Moss was probably going to be the guy, like Kelly out of UCLA. What's his name? De'Aaron Ayton, whatever his name, out of Appalachian State. I liked him as well. A.J. Dillon was another good back. So it was a lot of good backs to be had. But when you got a guy that got an A grade on him by most scouting places, and, if the value of running back didn't drop, let's say Zeke, Le'Veon, Todd Gurley all had great years this year, along with Christian McCaffrey, and Leonard Fournette had a solid year this year too. I think DeAndre Swift probably would have went in the top 15, no later than the top 20, But with Le'Veon, Zeke, and Gurley struggling this year, that hurt the running backs in the draft. So for those guys, man, like Zeke and them guys and Le'Veon, they got to have a great year this year to rise the value of running backs, because then you want to be able to reset the market for Saquon and Alvin Kamara and guys of that nature. Problem here is they setting the bar lower and lower. So was I surprised that Clyde Edwards-Helaire, whatever his name is from LSU, went in the first round before DeAndre Swift? Absolutely. I thought Swift was a better back. But that kid from LSU fits perfect what Andy Reid wants to do. He wants to play him like Brian Westbrook, Dexter McCluster type running back. That was a good fit for them. And I think if Clyde was there for us, we wouldn't have picked him. I think they wanted more of an explosive back. You got a guy like Kerryon Johnson, who I believe is underused because they don't really use him in the passing game a lot. And if you didn't see, he was kind of pissed off that they drafted DeAndre Swift. He was pissed off about that, man. He said he really don't get it. What you got to understand is it's competition. They lack explosion out the backfield. And also, you can get yours and he can get his. It could be a 1-2 punch. It could be a three-man punch. The NFL is a gimmick league. They like to copy off what other teams do. And you see when 49ers had success, they have 3 running backs going from Morstead to Coleman to Breida. They traded Breida to the Miami Dolphins for a 5th-round pick. They had 3 running backs going. So in today's day and age, it's okay. Those 3 running backs for the Lions can really get it going. But Swift and Kerryon are just alike. Swift is just more built to last. He's a smaller back. He don't have as much legs. He's not a upright runner like Kerryon. And there have been successful upright runners like Adrian Peterson, but he had an injury history. There's been some failures like Derek McFadden as well too. So yeah, it was on Twitter. I did a video on it, so check my archives. The last video I dropped before this live stream. So he was basically said he didn't get it about why they drafted DeAndre Swift. You can see this right there. He said it yesterday, and it is what it is. It just should rise the competition level up. But they can complement each other, man. They really could. But it's an A move for me. A plus because they stepped outside the box. So, but if you asking me, I still he said he was talking about Harry Potter shit all day. What's so I didn't read Harry Potter. They gave me that thick ass book as a kid. I don't know if can't believe it what they got to do with Harry Potter, but I don't know. If you, what is he, 22, 23 years old talking about Harry Potter, I don't know what that is. That shit was out when I was in the 2nd grade. So, I don't know. They was talking shit about that in the comment section about, oh, you need to get stronger in the weight room, and this is what you get. So I don't know if he was talking about Harry Potter or not. But what a grown man talking about Harry Potter at a fucking 11 o'clock at night. Real talk. I don't know. If he talking about Harry Potter at 11 o'clock at night, quarantine getting to his head for real. For real. He said Swift better player than Kerryon. Dude don't like competition. I don't say he a better player than him. I just think Kerryon got it. Auburn used him a lot his last year, so that's why the Lions had a pitch count. I just think it's the Lions thing. But we'll get to the offensive line and shit. But that's an A+ pick for me. I say it's A+ because once again, it was a need and it was a pick they usually don't pick. You got an A grade player that you benefited from. The running backs I said not having a great year. You benefited from him dropping. So great pick about him. You go through the 3rd round pick. I'm trying to remember his name by heart. Okwara. I almost called him his brother named Romeo. But what is his name? Julian Okwara. I think it was a good pick. Very, very. He got the build of a. He has the build of Chandler Jones a little bit. Maybe not as strong as Chandler Jones, but he is that long, lean athlete off the edge. He might be a little twitchier than Chandler Jones. I remember coming out of the draft. He broke his fibula or fractured his fibula and missed 8 games for Notre Dame, but you can tell he got the bend, and I think he gonna be in the mold of Chandler Jones. He'll be a spot player this year, let somebody get hurt. He'll work behind Jamie Collins. He'll work the other side. He'll spell Trey Flowers a little bit in passing situations. But you can't teach that bend that he do. That bend that he was able to get up under a lineman and pop back up and keep your center of balance. You can't teach that. You can't teach his limbs. You can't teach his length. What you can teach him is to get stronger. But he's strong in the legs to be able to bend and explode like that. It's just going to be learning the different counters and pass rush moves and rip and goes and getting a signature pass rush move. Watching Vaughn, watching Khalil, watching Bradley Chubbs, guys like that. He'll get it. Learn to use his length. Them long arms is going to keep them offensive linemen off of him. And, once he kind of, get a signature move, maybe a bull rush, a spin, whatever it may be. Once he get those pass rushing moves going, he going to be a problem. So, he may not be the answer this year, but down the line, he can fit any defense you want to fit. He can play 3-4, stand up, drop. He can put his hand in the dirt and get it off the edge. He probably can drop in coverage. You probably can play a little bit in the middle after a while. So that was a really solid pick. Could they have took some other guys there? Absolutely. The dude from Texas A&M, who I liked a lot, he was still there. I think the dude from Oklahoma was still there, but he dropped. The dude from Texas A&M, he dropped into I think the 3rd round, even further. But I like that pick. I like Okwara. Like what he run. Brian Kelly players are smart. So I get that a B+. So the first picks, A-, A+ the second pick, and a B+ with Julian Okwara. Now they moved up for Jonah Jackson out of Ohio State. He is a run blocker, but I don't think he is a pass blocking savant. Hold on, I got some updates. Okay. I don't think he a pass blocking savant as well. So he got to develop in a pass blocker, but he's a strong run blocker. You look at him, he can he gonna come in and probably try to battle the dude from Wisconsin for a guard spot. Can't never pronounce his name. I gotta learn it. But he gonna battle him for a guard spot, and it seems like they gonna want to go more physical and roll greater as far as the guard. So if they can go more physical and roll greater as far as the guard, you need that. Him, Ragnow, you can run behind them too. If you want to have Big V at right tackle, I have my issues with Big V at right tackle, but one thing Big V do can run. So if you can get Jonah Jackson to kind of improve a little bit on his pass blocking, if he's gonna be on the right side, he's good because the right side is usually the run side for a right-handed quarterback. So your right side should be nice. Ragnow, and then on his right you got Jonah Jackson and Big V. They should be able to get some traction and run on the right side. The left side is probably going to not be the run side. With Dallin Wiggins and Taylor Decker, they totally suck at run blocking. It's just not enough strength there to move the line, but it's okay. We like to run to the right. So if teams start loading up on the right, Taylor Decker and or Dale or Wiggins should be able to seal enough on that side to hold up. So the right side is going to be the dominant run side. If we can't run between Ragnow and Jonah Jackson, or if the kid from Wisconsin get the spot or they find somebody else, then we not running nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? If we can't run on Big V side, we not running nowhere else. So that's a problem. Jay White, salute. We got to be able to run on that right side. And if we can run on that right side, that's going to open up a lot of play action, a lot of bootlegs, a lot of ability to do mixed directions, ability to do counters. So that's going to be very, very important. That right side going to be, if people do respect our run game and put 8-9 in the box, it's going to be because of that right side of the line. So I like the pick. I'm going to say that pick was a solid A, Jonah Jackson, because I'm going to just go ahead and just go in there. If he don't win the job, then the kid from Wisconsin going to win it. So either one of them going to be road grader. So I'm going to say that's a solid A pick for them again. So I just think that solidifies the right side of the line. Just my opinion. Now, Logan Stenberg from Kentucky, he's a developmental guy. Okay. Not strong. Nero, he's a pass blocking guard. So he kind of falls in uniform with Dal and Wiggins. So you drafting a guy that you already got guys that's like that. So, obviously I'm not going to get at a good grade. I'm going to get at a D, to be honest. Because you got two guys that's already like that on the roster. Lack strength, not strong, more pass blocking, really not that good. But eventually maybe he can grow into some things. But no, that ain't what you need. You need somebody that can be strong. You got two already like him, so why are you drafting another guy that's like him? Just my opinion. In Logan Stenberg. So I'm not going to spend more time on him. They got the receiver Quintez, Cephus. I can't pronounce his name, from Wisconsin. My problem is they wanted to get faster at receiver. They got slower. Now, he made some plays for Wisconsin down the field. He had a little bit of trouble off the field that he was cleared of. Obviously, ESPN made it. They went out their way to make some of the black players look bad with saying their mama was on drugs and the negativity. And that's what the media feed off of. They feed off a lot of negativity. So, big body receiver, but he's slow. I felt that they was going to go for a big, slow body receiver. They should have went after the kid with Liberty. He ran a 4.6. He's 6'4", a lot bigger than this kid. And I think he caught the ball well. He just need to polish up his route. So once again, I didn't really like this pick at all. You could have took Donovan Peoples-Jones. He was more of an explosive receiver down the field. You feel what I'm saying? And I think Donovan Peoples-Jones was another Michigan player that was hurt by Jim Harbaugh not being able to utilize him. I can say the kid that went to New England that was from Nigeria, he went in the second round and didn't start to his final year and still was sharing time at different positions with different players. Jim Harbaugh is showing that he got talent. He just doesn't know how to utilize the talent and don't know how to manage. And that's something that we've been screaming about Michigan fans for quite some time. You go to Michigan, it's starting to become a disclaimer that you're not going to get the most out of your talent going to Michigan. You're going to get more out the classroom and a better education than you're going to get the education as far as football from Harbaugh. So Harbaugh is not getting the best talent out of his players. He got the talent to beat Ohio State. He's just not getting the best in developing the talent, and it showed in this draft. For New England to take the kid in the second round, and he only started 1 year, and you didn't utilize him the right way. Same thing with Donovan Peoples-Jones. Nico Collins and Tyreek Black. They got all these great receivers, and what is Jim Harbaugh thing? It's developing quarterbacks, and once again, he's trying to bring in a quarterback from USC who got his job took by a true freshman. What the fuck is wrong, excuse my language, with the kid from Florida? I forget this dude, Joe Milton. What's wrong with Dylan McCaffrey? Why are you still trying to go out there and get another quarterback? Sorry to go on my Michigan rant. Yes, I talk Michigan. Hopefully we'll be able to talk it in the fall and able to go to some games. But it just makes no sense. Donovan Peoples-Jones, I believe, should have been the pick by the Lions. Explosive athlete, a lot of potential. I don't care what the medicals say. What is a fifth round pick really? You know what I'm saying? Somebody that got the natural gift to grow into, your Marvin Jones replacement. Him and Marvin Jones had basically the same height, the same 40 time coming out, and the same ability. I think Donovan Peoples-Jones ceiling just a little bit more higher, but Cleveland I think took him But the Quintez Cephus pick, I didn't really like that pick. For me, that's a C pick for me, because they need to get faster at the receiver position, not slower. All right, Jason Huntley from New Mexico State. He is like compared him to Dexter McCluster. Seen some of his highlights. He can kick return. He can get it out the backfield. Explosive back, kind of what Tyler Johnson was last year. You're probably looking at, if he do come in and compete, either him or Tyler Johnson going to be on the practice squad this year. But he can return kicks, and I think they're going to want to get some return value out of either him or Tyler Johnson last year. So he said you sleeping on Cephus. Well, I'm taking a slumber on him. I'm not saying that he's not a good player. It's just the simple fact that how much slower do you want a fucking offense to get? And that's a good point. He said I'm sleeping on him. At the end of the day, Kansas City getting faster, Raiders getting faster, Broncos getting faster. All these teams trying to get speed. The Lions the only offense that's getting slower and slower and slower and slower and slower. It's slow. Danny Amendola probably run a 5 fucking flat these days. Kerryon Johnson, 5 flat. You can make all the circus catches you want. You can make all the circus catches you want. Cool with me. But the NFL is trending towards faster players, and the Lions got a possession receiver in Amendola. They got possession pass catchers in Jesse James and T.J. Hockenson. They got a passing possession guy in Kenny Galladay. Marvin Jones probably going to be his last year. He ain't getting no faster. Marvin Hall's the only guy at the slot they got that can get down the field. Not saying he's not a good player, but the dude ran a 4.72. This ain't the Big Ten. You got to be able to get separation. He making circus catches because he can't get no separation. They need a guy that can get down the field and create explosive plays, and they don't have that guy. The closest one they got is Jones and Galladay, and Jones ain't getting no faster. You got to be able to have those guys in the league. When Kansas City can go up the field, bop, 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 bop. Matthew Stafford got a nickel and dime down the field. That ain't cool. When can Stafford just dump it off and somebody take it to the crib? DeAndre Swift will help with that. Just saying. Getting slower and slower. That's what I'm saying. So he went to the Bills, Zach Moss. He's just getting slower and slower. Not saying the kid ain't good. But where's the explosive? Where's the explosion at? Where's the explosion at? That's crazy. That's all I'm saying. You got slow guy after slow guy after slow guy. Nobody can hear me out though. Like I said, when Tease Tabor came out and ran that 4.7, I said, that motherfucker ain't gonna be no good. Oh, you tripping, you hating. He got ball skills and this, that, and the third, and look where he at. Not saying that's gonna happen to Cephus, whatever his name is. I've seen him play. I watch a lot of Big Ten games. Good player. But this ain't the Big Ten. This ain't the Big Ten. You don't have one Tyreek Hill. You don't have a Deshaun Jackson. You know what I'm saying? You don't have those type of guys. And that's what the league going through. You got to have those explosive players, man. So, like I said, people don't see the bigger picture. You know, Matthew Stafford, older quarterback. If he can't hand it off to Swift and Kerryon, and they can't run the ball this year, usually you can get big plays down the field by design. But if they don't respect the run, you ain't going to be able to get behind no defenses. Your slow players ain't going to be able to get behind defenses. So you got to beat them with athleticism. But they ain't trying to hear me. But like I said, that's a C pick for me, bro. You got a lot of guys like that. You need to be getting somebody that could be explosive behind Marvin Jones. Matthew Stafford got to continue to have perfect ball placement at all times. He got to continue to, throw motherfuckers open. He got to continue to be perfect in the red zone because they can't run the ball. When he going to be able to get a guy like Marvin Hall that's consistent in full time who can outrun the defense and catch the ball? When he going to be able to dump it off in the screen game if somebody goes 70 yards without being caught? Go back and watch that Green Bay game in Green Bay. You know, had Galladay been able to get away from who was that, Jair Alexander, he scored that touchdown. I believe the Lions win the game, right? So many times his receivers, he got to put the ball perfect for them to catch it with no separation. That's just where I'm coming from. That's just where I'm coming from. He could be a good player. Not saying he's not. Just saying. I think Hall's still on the team. Just saying. But let's keep it going. But he was a big player in the Big Ten, but it's a little bit different. So I talked about Jason Huntley. As far as that pick, I think that pick was a C. We'll see what him and Tyler Johnson do. The John Penisini guy in Utah, good player, just dominated lower level opposition. What's the problem? You know, good run stopper. Seemed to be twitchy for a guy just to be a one trick run stopper. So if he is twitchy and they can give him some pass rush moves, that'll be a really, really good pick. If he really is twitchy, like I seen on tape, split double teams, push the pocket. Probably one of the reasons he was down as far as the 6th round, I think it was, is because he only 6'1". And remember, you know, that was kind of a knock on Warren Sapp, but that helped you kind of get under the offensive lineman and get leverage. So twitchy, strong, but one of the things at Utah, he dominated lower opposition. And a scout report that I read think he won't dominate with his strength and his size and his power like this on the next level. So we'll see. But if he don't dominate as a run plugger or a guy that can physically dominate, he definitely got the athletic ability to learn some finesse pass rushing moves and probably play the 3 technique they couldn't get Damon Harrison to play. So I like that move. I like John Penisini. I give that a B+. And then 7th round pick, Ohio State, Jashon Cornell from Ohio State. I don't know much about the kid, but I did a little bit of reading on him. He from Minnesota. One of those twitchy guys. He a developmental guy. Just give him a fucking C+. He a 7th round pick. He may or may not make the team, or he may be a practice squad player. So, but yeah, I'll give it an overall this draft. I give him a solid A. It was a solid A. Could have been a B+, A. I like the draft a lot. I just like to see them take chances on a guy like Donovan Peoples-Jones. I told y'all they wasn't gonna draft a quarterback, so you know they let Eason go off the board, and you know a few other guys. When they took what's his name, Chase Daniels, I knew a quarterback wasn't gonna be in play. So you know, other than that, some guys that I did like that they didn't take. I like the kid Alton from Syracuse. They didn't take him. He got in trouble for stealing this girl purse a couple of times, and Texas A&M pulled his offer. I like Charlie Heck out of North Carolina. They didn't get him. I like the Rashard kid out of LSU. They didn't get him. Thaddeus Moss, I liked him. Don't understand why they didn't get him. He could have developed behind Jesse James. It could have been kind of like the Aaron Hernandez on the field for TJ Hawkinson. I just don't understand why this franchise don't take chances on guys, man. Like Donovan Peoples-Jones, Thaddeus Moss. You don't have nothing to lose later in the draft. But hey, maybe it's character problems or whatever it is. You know, he said we signed Hunter Bryant. He said Geronimo Allison got a lot of speed, ain't doing shit last year. I don't think Rodgers liked him. He kept dropping the ball. He a 4.6 runner too. So that's something to look at too. Maybe he play a little bit faster than 4.6, but he is slow. He a long strider, but he kept dropping the ball. That's why Rodgers lost faith in him. Okudah, one of them diva corners like Sherman, he get into it with a reporter. As long as he play, it is what it is. Richard Sherman play and work hard. As long as he do that. Cephus had a 100-yard receiving game versus Ohio State. That's cool. It wasn't against Jeff Okudah though, because Jeff Okudah ain't gave up 50 yards in a minute. So Peoples-Jones can't run routes. You can learn to run routes. That ain't nothing new. Galloway still learning to run the route tree. You can't teach speed. You can't teach ability. You can't teach speed. You can't teach ability. Just natural ability. You know, but hey, they like Cephus. They like Cephus. I ain't mad at him. He come in and ball out. He come in and ball out. All I'm saying is, when is Matthew Stafford going to be able to get a motherfucker running down the sideline and hit him in stride. You ain't never had that since Calvin was here. They was supposed to compare Calvin with a guy like Deshaun Jackson, but I never seen Okudah get beat deep. It'll happen in the pros. It'll happen. That's just the type of freaking natures you got. It'll happen, but he'll learn from it. It may be a contested guy. He said Cephus is a better player. He probably is. He most definitely probably is. But I'm just saying he ain't. We got signed. He got signed. Monster Steel. Yeah, he got signed by Redskins. And I'm saying that Cephus ain't a better player. He really needs to stay at Michigan. Wasn't no point. Wasn't no consistent quarterback play. He did what's best for him. Wasn't no consistent quarterback. Then you got to beat out Nico Collins and Tyreek Black and some of them other dudes. I don't blame him for coming out. Jeff Okudah said Quintez was the best in the Big Ten that he had to defend. Okudah better come with it. Y'all expecting too much out the motherfucker early on. He gonna get beat. If you ain't see Patrick Peterson, first game, Cam Newton and Steve Smith baptized him. He gonna have his trials and tribulations, especially with this defensive line. So don't come out here expecting this motherfucker to be Darrelle Revis Island early on. Remember Darius Slay came here and he was getting fried early on. Not saying I think Okudah better as a rookie than Darius Slay, but don't expect him to come and save the secondary. Especially with this front seven. But he'll be good. I feel like the defense line did get better. Where do you think he got better at? Where? Because what you talking about, like as far as the whole front seven? Because you still going in as Danny Shelton is your starter. Trey Flowers the starter. Deshaun Hand your starter. So I don't know where you think he got better at. I can see we got better depth at the offense. I don't see where the defensive line got better at. Unless you considering Julian Okwara a lineman, but really in actuality, he gonna kind of play both. Him and Jamie Collins are gonna play the same position. So unless you're telling me he better than Jamie Collins, then I still have my issues as far as about the interior line. Unless it's coaching, unless they can get better schematically, it's gonna be up to Matt Patricia to have a better defensive scheme. But I still don't see the defensive line improving as far as sacks, as far as the interior line and run stopping. I don't see it. Maybe if they get Marcel Darius and they can get something out of him. But pass rushing, should be up. But I don't really see the interior lineman upgrade. I feel we in the same place before we got Mike Daniels last year. I don't see the depth. I don't see the talent. Unless Deshaun Hand is healthy, and that's an if. If he healthy, then that's an upgrade. But Danny Shelton, I just don't see him being able to anchor that line or do any better than Damon Harrison did last year. He said Shelton started last year for the Patriots. My whole thing is this. If he was so good, why didn't they bring him back for pennies? He only got paid like $2.7 million. If he was so integral in what the Patriots did, why didn't they bring him back? That's what you got to ask yourself. If we blitz more, we should be decent. You asking Matt Patricia to blitz more is like you asking a Pinto to race a Ferrari and go faster. He said we got better at running back, DB. I don't know what you get tight end from. O-line and DN. Yeah, I agree. We got better at outside linebacker, DN. We got better at running back for sure. DB for sure. Tight end, I don't know how we got better there. I guess he banking on the development of TJ Hawkinson. And I think we did get better depth at the O-line this offseason, so I will give you that. Okudah remind me of Nnamdi Asomugha. Yeah, he kind of do put you in the mind of Nnamdi Asomugha. I think he more twitchy than Nnamdi was. I like Swift, but we should have drafted Dobbs. Dobbs went to a good place with Lamar Jackson. I like Swift better because he a bit more explosive. But yeah, I like J.K. Dobbs equally. I think Swift was just a better talent. He was the best running back on a lot of people's boards. J.K. Dobbs a beast though. Patricia is a fraud. black boys Benz. It really don't matter who he got. He can't reach. He can't coach, and that's a fact. He just won't call more blitzes, and that's the problem. He won't switch his scheme up. You know, everybody wanted Dobbs. Everybody wanted Johnny Manziel in Dallas. Did they make it the right move? Zach Martin was the right move. I think Hockenson would be better this year. I wouldn't bank on it. I'll probably say year 2 to 3 gonna be his major jump, but he should be better. I think his Pro Bowl All Pro jump gonna come year 2 to 3. For whatever reason about y'all can ask questions and I answer them. The reason I get my reservations about Hockenson and his development usually because it takes a tight end a couple years, and then Darrell Bevell just don't utilize him the right way. So if Darrell Bevell ain't figuring out how to utilize Hockenson this offseason, I got a problem. Nah, if not, he not a bust. Go look at some of the other tight ends. It takes some time, man. Like I said, tight end position take 2 or 3 years to get your feet wet in. So, like I said before, the cornerback position. It take a couple years to get your feet wet. Darrell Revis wasn't Revis Island in year 1, year 2. You probably start seeing that emerge year 3 and 4. You know, cornerback and tight ends are both developmental positions. They slow develop and they running back. Hit the ground running. And also you seen the guy that had a lot of success in Pittsburgh and Jesse James. You seen his ability kind of hold under Darrell Bevell. So Darrell Bevell got to do a better job utilizing his tight ends. Maybe in the middle of the field with digs, crossing, drags. You know, he did a great job of finding a way to use Danny Amendola, but he got to find a way how to stack Danny and Hockenson and get more and James to get more out of him. So maybe that's the reason they didn't take Thaddeus Moss. Took just like 2 or 3 years to develop. Takes time. Now Ebron started getting heat after year 2. It take time. It's a developmental position, man. Like I said, Mike Ditka still has the best rookie tight end season statistically as far as receiving yards. And Mike Ditka old as shit. But people don't know football. It takes time. And then when Ebron left Detroit, he got with a quarterback that threw a friendly ball, an Ebron friendly ball. He had a great year. Andrew Luck throws a feather-like ball. He don't gun it like Stafford. Stafford throw a very uncatchable ball if you got butterfingers. So no, if Hockenson struggle this year, that's rookie woes. I mean, that's tight end woes. Look at Kittle, probably 3, 4. You're gonna see him be a fucking beast. But of course, Matthew Stafford is gonna get his issues about it. Oh, Stafford doesn't know how to use tight ends and this, that, and the third. You know, primetime corner is the only corner that was successful in his first year. Don't forget Marshawn Lattimore. Marcus Peters was successful, even though he regressed. Both of them kind of regressed later on, but they still good. Damn, just check Geronimo Allison 40 times. They said he's slow as molasses. I told you he was slow. Aaron Rodgers they able to run. They run game is a threat, so defenses commit. He able to go over the top. Yeah, Ebron fell off again because Andrew Luck wasn't there. Sheldon's Patricia guy wanted to play for him. Yeah, okay, good. Sean Springs was drafted in 1997. Yeah, Sean Springs was a pretty good corner. He was out there with Marcus Trufant. The only Trufant that could play corner. Stafford has no excuses with all these weapons. What weapons? It's the same weapons he had last year. They got to hope that Big V come in and solidify the right tackle position. Some of these rookie guards solidify the guard position, and you better hope Taylor Decker money hungry and play for a contract. It ain't about everybody. Take Cleveland, for example. Charles Woodson was good when he got into the NFL. Eventually, he switched to safety and then nickel for a time. But yeah, Charles Woodson was a Heisman Trophy winner. Show me another Heisman Trophy winner at cornerback. I'll wait. Jalen Ramsey came into a situation where it was perfect. Look at that Jacksonville defense, man. That motherfuckers had playmakers all over the front seven. Real talk. He had playmakers all over the front seven. They were star-studded. Jacksonville was a fool for letting some of them dudes go. But you know, Stafford, while I was talking about Baker Mayfield, everybody said Baker garbage. But look who was blocking for Baker Mayfield. They got Jarvis, they got Odell, They got Njuko, they got Chubbs, but wasn't nobody looking at their left tackle. You know who their left tackle in Cleveland was? Greg Robinson. Do anybody remember Greg Robinson for the Lions? Coming on to Auburn for the Rams. Anybody remember Greg Robinson? If you tell me Greg Robinson might be your left tackle, and I looked, I said, damn. You know, they got rid of Alex Mack. You know, I think was it Joe Thomas ended up leaving Cleveland and retired. He got tired of that losing shit. And I looked at their roster one day. I'm watching the Cleveland game on the Red Zone. And they said Greg Robinson. I said, oh, they going to be in trouble this year. Ain't going to be no playoffs for them. Greg Robinson, your left tackle, it's going to be curtains. And guess what happened to Cleveland? It was over with. Greg Robinson played for Cleveland. He got caught with a whole bunch of marijuana in Mexico. He ain't going to be playing for nobody else for a while. He got caught with like 100 pounds or some shit of marijuana. Look that story up. That broke like 2 or 3 months ago. He ain't going to be playing for nobody unless he get the snitching. He going to be in there. Nights like this, rain dry. He going to be saying, oh yeah, Brandon gave me this. He going to be snitching on the plug and everything. So, I don't get win predictions. But what Cleveland do this year, they say, you know what? Hey, we going to go get Jack Conklin from Cleveland to play the right side. We drafted that rookie left tackle to play the left side. We're going to solidify the tackles, and Baker Mayfield going to have a better year. So, when you're looking at the weapons, oh, he got this receiver, that tight end. Look at the line. If your line ain't intact and the pocket ain't clean for Stafford, especially if you don't have the most athletic receivers and pass catchers coming out the backfield and tight end, that shit ain't going to matter. You got to have blocking. And if Big V don't come in and live up at right tackle and they guards don't come up and play, we know Ragnar going to play. And if Taylor Decker don't play the left side, Matthew Stafford not going to finish the season. I can bet you that. I can bet you a pretty penny that Matthew Stafford won't finish the season. If Big V don't come in and be successful and they guards don't come in to play with, if they come in this year with Dow and Wiggins as they starting guards, y'all might as well get the motherfucking ambulance ready on the field. If you in Oakland, if you in Houston, if you in Florida, you know what I'm saying? Man, if you in Delaware, wherever they playing at, if Matthew Stafford is out there with them at guard and nobody step up and Taylor Decker at left tackle when he don't play for his contract this year and Big V ain't what they think he is, you all might as well get the stretcher ready. Stafford done. Y'all might as well be looking at Trevor Lawrence next year. I'm telling you. Because what I would have did personally, and this is no knock on Jeff Okudah, I said I think the pick was solid. What your boy CJ would have did was take that fucking tackle New York wanted. That's what I would have did. I'd have took that tackle. I'd have plugged him on the right side. I'd kick Big V on the inside. I would have said Jonah Jackson, Wiggins, Dow, and the other dude they got, Stenberg. I say y'all playing for the starting three. Y'all playing for the tackle in the starting position on this team, or backup position. That's what I would have done. So I'm telling you, if these dudes don't come to play and this offensive line don't gel and materialize, y'all might as well say, I miss my Uncle Charles. I wish he wasn't gone, sitting in front of his home, and he ain't do nothing wrong. Y'all gonna be saying, Stafford, meet me at the crossroads. Because his ass gonna be lonely. He gonna be done after this season, I'm telling you. If they don't protect him the right way. And remember, they had a few sackless games last year with Stafford. And all of a sudden, y'all know what it is. He said, we should go get Clowney. He must got rid. No, Clowney just want too much money. But it's dropping. But you got guys to play the Clowney position. Now you got Jamie Collins, you got Julian Okwara. So Clowney a wrap. Clowney played for Seattle last year, so Clowney a wrap. You got two guys to play the Clowney position now. Julian Okwara and Jamie Collins. So y'all might as well forget about Clowney. So Clowney position feel double down. When they got rid of Devin Kennard and didn't fill that position, then you could have talked Clowney, but it's a wrap. I didn't like the first pick. He won't pan out for Patricia's scheme. Jeff Okudah, oh yeah, he perfect for the scheme. He followed. He go into the nickel. He perfect for the scheme. It's just that rookie years. I mean, Lions fan base turning your ass quick. Cornerback gonna take a little bit of time. How bad was a core injury? No, it's a fractured fibula. I remember Jeff Garcia had one for us, and he came back the same season. So that's not a bad injury. A fractured fibula is really not nothing. So yeah, I don't know if people remember that. Yeah, it's a fracture. Remember, Jeff Garcia had one for us, and he came back the same season. So missed out on Brown. Brown was a 2-down player. You couldn't take Brown at number 3. You probably would have been better taking Kinlaw at 3 than Brown, because he was more twitchy and he can rush the passer. You don't take a run plugger, you don't take the run plugger with at a number 3 pick. So after last season, I hear injury. I get man. Well, you had the kid from Clemson who ain't touched the field yet. I think he touched the field for a second. But, Tavai played pretty well last year with a shoulder injury. And Deshaun Hand, he was pretty much, everything pretty much predicated on him. If Deshaun Hand come in and play good this year, they probably going to have a good year up front. If not, it's not going to be a good year. He is the MVP of the front seven. If he plays well, then Trey Flowers play well, and Danny Shelton also, he able to plug. It should be good. And sorry I didn't catch the last few picks of the draft. I was training this new dog I got. If y'all seen the video with the Chihuahua miniature pen, yeah, you potty trained him. He catching on pretty fast, so he probably sleep. We went for a long. I take him for my dogs for a walk every day. It ain't too cold or rainy, so. When you dealing, one of my lab pit, he got a high energy dry dude. He a sprinter and a jumper, so he got to get out and walk and get that energy. In a Chihuahua miniature pen, he got to get his energy too. I wanted Simmons. Did you trust Simmons? Them to utilize Simmons the right way? I didn't. So I agree with Mike Valenti on that point. Simmons, he didn't fit what they do. They like big, strong linebackers. If anything, Simmons would have been a Jimmy Ward, Tyrann Mathieu type of guy. A guy that was a nickel safety type of guy. He just didn't fit what the Lions did. I was perfectly fine with them passing up on Simmons because Matt Patricia he didn't fit with him what he did. Everson Griffin, I don't see him fitting. Like I said, Okwara and Collins are going to hold that down. But he got some mental issues, man. Hopefully he ended back up in Minnesota for their sake. I think he was good in Minnesota. Just my personal opinion on it. But Isaiah Simmons just wasn't going to fit. Trey Flowers need to show me why he paid $90 million. He came on at some points last year. I think Deshaun Hand and not having that extra pass rusher hurt him. With Hand, if Hand is able to be healthy and he give him that push on the inside, Flowers will get double-digit sacks this year. I think Kerryon Swift will work. Yep, depends on if the line can open up holes and Darrell Bevel can get it working. People sleeping on Justin Fields. Oh, yeah, I like Justin Fields, man. I was scared shitless when he came to Ohio State last year. Yeah. Him and Trevor Lawrence. If it's a year to be played next year, him and Trevor Lawrence probably gonna go top 1 and 2. I would love Justin Fields. I liked him, coming out of Georgia, and they let Fromm stay there, and Fromm sucked. Last question. No, keep going with the questions. I want him. He said, last question. Sorry if I answered already. The Lions got $30 million in cap space. What are they doing with it? I mean, also you got contract extensions. You got undrafted. You got drafted free agents undrafted free agents. You got free agents that's still out there. So I do a video on the free agency next year. You got trades, people that might become available. So you don't want to just spend the money. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing about it. Then you got dudes that get injured. So you're going to have, veterans get cut. So you want to hold on to that money just in case. And, worst case scenario, they can extend Kenny Galladay. I think that'll be a good morale around the league. But if Simmons becomes a superstar, Patricia will be hated in Detroit. No, he won't. Because just because Simmons become a superstar and where you go, Arizona, it don't mean he's going to be a superstar in Detroit because Detroit's system is old school. It's an old school way of defense. There's big, thick linebackers. Just like Kyle Van Noy, right? Kyle Van Noy didn't work in Detroit, but he went to New England and it worked. Same thing with Isaiah Simmons. You couldn't just put him at linebacker in Detroit and say it worked. What they asked for their linebackers like Brewski, Vrabel, and guys like that, Dante Hightower, to come downhill, Gerard Mayo, and thump. Isaiah Simmons ain't a thumper. That's why Jared Davis struggling. He not a thumper. He ain't just the guy that's going to line up on the edge and rush the pass rusher neither. He's a guy that's going to be able to kind of be a Tampa 2 linebacker like Urlacher, dropping coverage, or he's going to be a guy that can play safety, rob, and play the nickel. He don't fit what Patricia do. He don't fit what he do. So just because Peyton Manning was successful with Indianapolis, let's say he went somewhere that, he wasn't successful. Let's say he went to, Jacksonville and they messed Peyton Manning up. Can't say that. Now, Robbie Anderson went to the Carolina Panthers. I think he got around $10 million. He was a guy I wanted Detroit to get. Good deep ball receiver, man. Very underrated because his quarterback suck. Yeah, Jashon Hand is the key to the defense, bro. If I had to give you a ranking on defense, as far as importance, it'll be Jashon Hand 1. Danny Shelton would be 2. 3 would be Trey Flowers. And then I would say 5 would probably be whoever started in the middle or Jamie Collins. In that order. Because if the front end dominates and they play the way they play, Okudah job going to be easier. Trufant job, Coleman job going to be easier. And Tracy Flower and Will Harris job going to be easier. So, they got the ball hawks in the back end. Because I just see Amari Rockley starting over Trufant by week 8. He a good ball hawk. Okudah a good ball hawk. Coleman, we know he can cause fumbles. He a good ball hawk. And we know Tracy Walker is a ball hawk as well. So, that's crazy. I can't. Sam Darnold garbage. Austin Bryant is his name. Appreciate it. Patricia like Zach Thomas type. And them the old school linebackers. You know what I'm saying? With Lamar's and Russell Wilson's, you got to have agile guys. So, I don't think that the Lions get burned by every tight end every year. Simmons could have helped this lack of sick of seeing Kyle Rudolph punk kill us. At the end of the day, Simmons don't fit what they do. You got to get that out your mind. He just don't fit. Our schedule was tough this season. Yeah, you talking about Houston, Tennessee, Indianapolis. Who was in the AFC South? It's Houston, Indianapolis, Texans, Colts, Jaguars, Tennessee. I think we might play the Jaguars in London too. They got 2 London games. Who else we got to play? I can't remember. I just know we played the AFC South. Sam Darnold trash. What about Austin Brown? I don't know much about him. I know he's from Clemson. I wouldn't bank on him. Yeah, every USC quarterback sucks since Carson Palmer. But I like the kid they got now at USC. That freshman is a baller. I watched the game where the kid that Harbaugh trying to get, he came in. Yeah, that guy's a baller. Oh, Bucks, Saints, Titans, Colts. Brady coming to Ford Field. If there's fans, I would go see that game. Andrew Brees. I think Brees come here. We had Tennessee. I might go to that game. My sister stayed down there. Melvin Drew said, "Let me ask, what's the biggest need you think we might pick up for you?" Oh man, that's a good question. As far as I don't know what's available, I glanced today. As far as need, interior lineman, just another guy to back up Jashon Hand that's twitchy. I would put a flyer on Marcel Darius, but he just been pretty lazy. You still can trade for Yannick Ngakoue, but he not an interior lineman. Who else? Though interior lineman is still a need. You need depth there. Other than that, just a speed receiver, lineman, tackle. I think Anthony Costanzo is still available from the Colts. He played left tackle, but he's naturally right. Many years with the Colts out of Boston College. I like him. They can find a veteran right tackle. That'll be great. Because then you can slide Big V to guard and, solidify your offensive line. I like that. But other than that, it ain't too many glaring places they need to brush up at. You know what I'm saying? I do think Costanzo, right tackle, Darius can help them on the interior line. But other than that, everything goes just the way Patricia wanted. You know what I'm saying? Tennessee, dope as fuck. That's going to be a fun game too. Yeah. My sister stay right in Nashville. I'll be at Atlanta, Carolina road games if fans are allowed. Yeah, I believe we play Washington Redskins, Montez Sweat, and Chase Young. You talking about them two? What about Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen? They D-line is a problem. Washington D-line is, and they still got Kerrigan, that linebacker now. And I don't know if how he gonna translate to Ron Rivera 4-3, but man, that might be the game Stafford might not finish. We do the Redskins better, man. That whole D line nasty as shit, bro. Ron Rivera knew what he was doing when he came there. He went from a D line in Carolina that's good to Sweat, Allen, Payne, and Chasing. Oh my God, bro. Anthony Costanzo will retire. They need to bring him in before he do. He'd be good at right tackle. Would you take a proven D tackle for our first, or second, or third pick next year? Next year, a long way away. It depends on who the coach, who got the scheme, all that. If Martha Ford, something happened to her and they sell the team, we got having a totally different conversation. We play against Arizona. We play Arizona every year. They might as well move them motherfuckers to the NFC North. I'm tired of playing Arizona. Chargers defense about to be nasty next year, but the quarterback situation, I pull for Tyrod, but I don't know. Yeah, Redskins D-line lit. Now they need a name. Pittsburgh gonna lose some good tackles next year. I mean, Big Ben don't even he ready to play. That dude look every bit of 400 pounds. They just got Haskins weapons. Yeah, I like the cool McLaren from Ohio State. He had his homeboy, Thaddeus Moss, and they got some two guys. So bringing back Ansa could be cheap. Yeah, Ansa 100 years old. I mean, what you got to lose? Shit. Ansa old as shit. But he was dominant for a minute. When Dominican Sue and them left, he started balling, and then he just started breaking apart. Even 2 years ago, he was dominant. In the Jets game, he got 2 quick sacks or something like that. Cam Newton and Jameis Winston about to be at home. They're going to be on the NFL Network. They're going to be on the NFL Network. For real. Good, we watched Aaron Choice. He said Cameron Zinke retired. He had to. His body was broken down. Them niggas from Africa be 50 years old. He said the Bears have 10 tight ends. There's some NBA 2K shit in summer league. That's crazy. They declined. I heard they declined Trubisky's 5th-year option. Trash ass. You ain't lying about me. Ain't about to be Cam Newton about to be. He gonna be on America's Top Model with his sassy ass. I can't stand Coon Newton. Don't get me started on Cam. Cam ain't going over New England. They not about to have no Negro quarterback up there. You might find Cam Newton in the fucking coffin. For real. They ain't about to have. And Jordan Stidham, he a baller though. I don't know how he gonna do next year, but I liked him coming out last year. Packers got 260-pound back. AJ Dillon, 249. Oh, the short yard is going to be nasty in Green Bay. I just didn't like the fact that Green Bay didn't get him another receiver, bro. Michael Pittman would have been nice to go alongside Devontae Adams, so I don't know what they thinking. Yeah, Cam just too injury prone. It's over with. He should have. I don't really care for the dude, man. Fuck that dude. I'm gonna get that picture when I start. I'm setting my basement up now. When it's coronavirus over, I gotta get to cleaning it up. I'm gonna have a picture. I'm gonna get some posters and I'm gonna do my videos. Some of them, I'm gonna get that poster of Kaepernick scolding him after the game. That's gonna be a big picture. That might be the only picture. Newton ain't on no team, but guys like Jay Cutler kept a job. I ain't about to preach that black power shit for Coon Newton. I ain't preaching that shit for them. I talk about it with Lamar. I talk about it for Russell Wilson before I talk. Man, fuck that dude, man. Real talk. Don't get me started. Fuck Cam Newton. I back Jameis Winston before I back him, crab leg boy. But Jameis they both should have a job. But Jameis, he said, what that nigga say? He said, I threw for 30 touchdowns at 550 over 5,000. I was balling. He said, Jameis, you had 30. I was balling. Jameis my dude. Jameis my guy, bro. I like Jameis. Yeah, I declined Trubisky. They was like, he said, I threw for 5,030 touchdowns. He said, I was balling. He said, you threw 30 interceptions. I was balling. with Jameis, dog. He said, I was balling. Him and Mariota ain't looking too good. But Jameis just got to cut down the turnovers, bro. He can be a Pro Bowler. He just got to cut down the turnovers. That's crazy. Oh, Mahomes a bad motherfucker, man. Mahomes a bad boy. I'm scared to play him. The way he can throw the ball, Skip Bayless was just praying on his downfall. I don't predict records no more. I started that this year. I ain't trying to predict the unpredictable. But homeboy, whew, he be throwing that motherfucker, dog. Woo. Man, he a bad boy, man. My homeboy, I got to see him play in person. He said Russ better than Mahomes. Nah. It's Mahomes, Russ, Jashon, Lamar, and I don't know who could be the fifth. Nah, it's close, though. It's close. I like them both, but my homeboy just, woof. My homeboy just, woof. He just can do some shit. Russell Wilson bad, too. He ain't got nobody, though. You might be right. Russ ain't got nobody. But my homeboy be, woof, man. I ain't seen nobody like him before. Or Russ. I ain't seen nobody like Russ neither. Russ the best quarterback in the NFC, bar none. What's going on? Arsenal Royal. Salute. KC got my back. I wanted him, Swift, a lighter version of LSU. Yeah, you know, KC, I was surprised when they took Clyde. But Clyde can play, though. Let's not trip. LSU has some ballers. What y'all think about Joe Burrows? They said he had the playbook for over a month. I think Cincinnati going to shock some people this year, bro. Why the Packers not helping Aaron Rodgers? That don't make no sense, bro. They should have got him a tight end or another speedy receiver. If they got him another receiver, it'd have been over with. I'd have been scared of them. They should have got him but Jordan Love was they had to get him. That was a good pick. But they could have got Michael Pittman. They could have got a lot of guys, bro. I think Russ could be a top 3 when he's retired. I mean, it's hard to top the older guys because the older guys played in tougher eras, though. But nobody got it tougher than Russell Wilson right now. Seattle don't believe in giving him no fucking help at all, especially on the line. Yeah, Jameis deserved to be a backup. Oh, North Carolina State? Yeah, I remember he was there. Hey, could you spin Cam over the Pistons? He said, could we spin Cam over the Pistons? They need somebody to block. Jordan Love about to take his job. Not right now. If I were Rodgers, I'd be. They said he was pissed. Cincinnati went. Yeah, I see Cincinnati over 5. I say they over 5. They got too much talent. Tyler Boyd, AJ Green. They got the kid T Higgins. They got Eifert moved on. I don't know who the tight end is. I think it's just Husam Manzada, whatever that dude name is. Joe Mixon. They got to pay him, and then they got the kid Giovanni Bernard. Yeah, I think they'd be good, man. I think Joe Burrows would be good. He's smart. His accuracy. If his accuracy and his progression and reading defense crossover, he gonna be pretty good. They got a block for him though. That's a concern I got, but I think he'd be good. Eagles took Jalen Hurts, Darius Slade to go from dummy to the next. No, at the end of the day, why everybody mad because they taking quarter? Let me put it to you this way: what's the most important position in football? It's the quarterback position, right? If you could be 15-0 going into week 17, if your quarterback go down, it's rare that you're gonna have a Nick Foles or the New York Giants backup with Jeff Hostetler situation. You feel what I'm saying? He said Bernard ain't old. But Giovanni Bernard still on his rookie deal, I believe he may be. He ain't old. But yeah, quarterback position is the most important position. So why wouldn't you, especially when you see the New Orleans Saints using Jason Tatum the way they're using him, it's a smart decision by the Eagles. You got an injury-prone quarterback. Remember Josh McDaniels, they got last year, they got him out of retirement. So you got a guy that can run the read option, that can run those jet sweeps and keep it and do some things. That was a smart pickup by them. You know, I don't know why everybody get mad because they taking quarterbacks. If your quarterback go down, usually your season is over, right? So I can't believe somebody's surprised that a team that had Nick Foles as their backup get another backup quarterback. Makes perfect sense to me. Same thing with Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, 36 years old. You got a guy that's athletic and got a big arm like him. Let's clean up his mechanics. If Rodgers play for another 3 or 4 years, We can trade Jordan Love, showcase him in preseason, and trade him for a first or second round draft pick, like New England did Jimmy Garoppolo. So why not secure a backup quarterback position, especially when it's a rookie salary cap now? Makes perfect sense. He said Giovanni was on Madden 25. Shit, I don't even remember who was on. Was that the one with Richard Sherman on the front? I'm mad at Green Bay for taking the quarterback to sit and develop. You got to do that, bro. Aaron Rodgers is 36 years old. Not to mention he a China doll, bro. Do y'all remember when he broke his collarbone? Do y'all remember when y'all went to the Super Bowl, Chris? Y'all, why did y'all go to the Super Bowl? Because we knocked Aaron Rodgers' ass. We should get a ring for that. He got a chance to rest. The Lions knocked him out the game. I think it was Cliff Averill. That's why. That's why. You got to have two quarterbacks, bro. He's 36 years old. Was you mad when they took Aaron Rodgers when Brett Favre was the quarterback? I bet you was mad. It's the smart thing to do. They could have took some offensive lineman or some player that, come on, perfect. Supposed to take the quarterback. If Rodgers, he can get pissed all he want to. Didn't he back up Brett Favre? People just get amnesia. How you gonna question an organization that had two fucking runs of great quarterbacks, Brett Favre, and then had Aaron Rodgers, and y'all still questioning them? That makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all remember what happened when Rodgers got injured last time, and y'all had Brett, Hurley, Huntley, and how y'all season went down the drain? It's quick how fans forget. After the draft, you think we playoff Brown? No question. No answer. I don't know. Why didn't we get Peoples-Jones? I don't know. But I do think y'all should have got like Michael Pittman or another receiver. I think even not DeAndre Swift. What's the other kid name? It's another kid I like down there. The dude from Appalachian State, I liked him. But y'all got AJ Dillon. So I don't have any fucking predictions. I didn't have none last year. Man, don't get me started on Shea Butter Patterson, bro. Y'all trying to get me started on Michigan tonight. I'm not going there. I'm not going on Michigan. Please, I'm not. Don't take me, because it's going to turn into a 3-hour stream me talking shit about the University of Michigan football. It just ain't going to happen. Shit, the XFL claim they went bankrupt. But give me a minute. I got to use the bathroom. I'm going to be right back. All right, man. My bad. I had to use the bathroom, man. Appreciate everybody for sticking around. So yeah, let's keep it going. The Browns drafted peoples. Yeah, they did. Michigan ain't shit no more. Yeah, we used to produce some great players, man. Not no more. Is Trevor Lawrence a quarterback? Yeah, Clemson quarterback. Sunshine, he a bad boy. They say receiver and Lions got better than people. Yeah, a lot of people. Some people say that. Maybe I think he is. I just thought People Jones a better fit. This virtual draft was kind of fun. Yeah, virtual draft went by faster and smoother, especially with some of the girlfriends. Trying to take over. That's females. Females want all the attention. How much longer old man Stafford gonna hold up? Back gonna hold up. We see this year. People think Stafford got another 5-10 years left in him. But with the O-line they about to put out here this year, if some of these young guys don't step up, Stafford ain't going to make it through the year. The receiver, we got more polished than him. I can believe it. We'll see. Man, Stafford back is finished. I won't say it's finished yet. I can't say it's finished yet. We'll see. But if he get injured again, he going to be calling Monday Night Football. Phillip Rivers said no. Peyton said no. Drew Brees going to NBC when he retire. You don't be surprised if you see Matthew Stafford calling Monday Night Football. Stafford may be done before this. They say he all healed up, so let's see. If he took Tua, he would have threw for 5,000 yards, 50 touchdowns, took the Lions to the NFC Championship game. Who had the worst draft to you? I don't know. I like Jacksonville, Miami draft, Baltimore draft. I liked them. I like the Lions draft. Minnesota did well. Buffalo did well. I don't really know who had a bad draft. Really wasn't paying attention to nobody else. But I like those drafts that I paid attention to that I like. Green Bay seemed to just didn't give Aaron Rodgers that extra oomph. That was my problem. He needed that extra player to go on the other side of Devontae Adams. And they didn't get him. So that's one of the things I didn't like about the draft. What did Pittsburgh do? Because I don't even notice Pittsburgh did. I don't even remember them making a pick. Shit. New Orleans, I like they pick Cesar Ruiz. Shout out to him. Michigan. Denver did well. What you talking about? Denver had a hell of a draft. Shit. They got Drew Lock some weapons. Shit. Denver did their motherfucking thing. Jerry Jeudy to go with Cortland Sutton. That was a nice pickup. But Baltimore for sure killed it. Denver did a great job this year. They got a lot of speed. They trying to keep up with Kansas City, but I don't think that's going to work right now. This was the most talented draft. No wrong. Yeah, it had a lot of talent. Who Pittsburgh get? Because I didn't really see them. His extended rest, he going to be huge. His back, yeah. If he resting, if he ain't making no more babies. The Rams, I seen them a couple. Seahawk draft grade. Who did they get? I ain't really pay them no attention neither. They always draft good. I ain't worried about Seahawks, Pittsburgh. They always draft. I do like the Dallas Cowboys got I did like their CD Lamb pick. That was a good pick. I think Judy was a better fit for them in the slot. CD and Lamb gonna be good for them, especially the days when Amari Cooper don't show up like on the road. Yeah, the Rams got some. I'll go through the Rams draft. Give me a minute. I'll tell you who these teams drafted. Give me a minute. Tell you who these teams drafted. Give me a second. So I say the Rams. Hold on. It's loading. That thing gonna act stupid. Give me a second. So the Rams. Here we go. They ugly ass logo. They got Cam Akers from Florida State. Van Jefferson, receiver from Florida in the second. Cam Akers was a second round pick. Terrell Lewis, the pass rusher out of Alabama. Terrell Burgess, Utah. Bryce Hopkins, Purdue, tight end. Jordan Fuller, safety from Ohio State. Clay Johnstone, inside linebacker, Baylor, 7th round pick. Sam Solomon, place kicker, Miami, Ohio, 7th round. Tremaine Akron, offensive guard, Clemson. So, yeah. Seahawks, let's see what the Seahawks did. Okay. They got Jordan Brooks, outside linebacker, Texas Tech, 1st round. Darrell Taylor, defensive end, Tennessee. Damian Lewis, offensive guard. Kobe Parkinson, tight end, Stanford. They needed that. DJ Dallas, running back, Miami. Hold on. I think he from no, he ain't the guy. I got a running back from Miami. Hold on. They got Alton Robinson. I liked him out of Syracuse. Good pass rusher. Freddie Swain in the 6th, Florida receiver. Steven Sullivan, tight end. So, yeah, they always draft well, so I'm not worried about that. Straight defense. Oh, yeah, I'm surprised that coach went straight defense, Carolina. Yeah, Carolina, we'll see what they do. You think Wilson is better than Stafford? Yeah. Hell yeah. Wilson is doing, Wilson might be the best quarterback in the league. He doing something with a lot of ordinary parts, especially on the offensive line. Kerryon obsolete, you think, with the Swift pick? No, they could play together. No, definitely not obsolete. Anything that might step his game up. I like the guy from Kentucky. Blue who? I don't know what you're talking about. Bo Scarborough. Yeah, he'd be there. Yeah. You gotta have a sledgehammer. So them might be your 3 backs. Yeah. He played well enough to be the interior guy. So the Lions drafting a dude from Notre Dame means they won't go after Everson Griffin or Clowney. No, I don't see that happening. Unless they gonna commit more to 4-3 than to be Everson Griffin. But like I said, Everson Griffin had some mental problems last year. People forget. So hopefully he over them. So I think Swift and Kerryon and Bo Scarborough all had a chance at the backfield next year. So yeah, Tyler Johnson might be the odd guy out. Tyler Johnson and the kid they drafted from New Mexico, they're gonna be battling for that last spot. Golden was off the molly. He said Stafford better. I mean, that's his opinion. He did fuck Russell Wilson like ex-girlfriend, right? I do know that. Who should Michigan hire over Hart? I mean, I don't even know at this point, man. That shit crazy, man. It gotta be somebody young, innovative. I really don't know at this point, man. Gotta be somebody that's a hot name. But shit, Nebraska and Michigan look pretty bad hiring Scott Frost and Jim Harbaugh right now. But it gotta be a hot name. Shit, go throw the bag at Nick Saban. Fuck it. Tyler Johnson, Limbo, he got to step up. Yeah, he got to step up. Sonny, do you think Prescott is better than Stafford? Yeah, I'll give Prescott the hit. I'll give him a heads up. He got more help than Stafford. I'm gonna say yeah, Prescott slightly better than Stafford. But it depends. What do you mean by better? Like as far as playing in the system he in? I mean, attribute for attribute, Stafford can sling it with the best of them. But as far as what he's been given, Matthew Stafford is playing with a fucking a 20-ton boulder on his ankle. You know what I'm saying? That's just a fact. He's been playing with a 20-pound boulder, so it's unfair to compare what other teams got compared to him. Dak Prescott got a running game. He got 3 good receivers now. Got one of the best offensive linemen. So that's a subjective question. You think Stafford a Hall of Famer? He got to win something to be a Hall of Famer. If he get a Super Bowl or he wins some playoff games, then yeah. Lynn Bowden from the Raiders, a sleeper. Did the Lions? No, they didn't draft a quarterback. Thank God they didn't take Jake Fromm from State Farm. Stafford the better quarterback in that system. Stafford. Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. If you, like I said, the question is subjective. You put Stafford in Dallas, they probably win. He said Dak can't. Hey, I was watching Dak Prescott play. You know how you go to them NFL like little like play like they had the little NFL seminars or simulators at the Super Bowl, and you throw and hit the target. This nigga missed every target on the simulator game. I don't have faith in Stafford back. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I don't have no faith in this offensive line. And I didn't even see where he got hurt at last year. That's the crazy shit about it, bro. He just came out the Raider game, and they was like, well, he ain't going to be playing. I'm like, damn, real shit? You know what I'm saying? They came out the Raider game, and I think we had a bye or some shit. I can't remember. And we get to the Bear game, and they was like, oh, man, he ain't going to be playing. It came like Sunday morning. I'm like, what? I'm saying, what you talking about? This nigga ain't going to be playing. Driscoll, because we still was kind of like hoping we had playoff hope. You know what I'm saying? We battled with Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? We should have won the Raider game. You know, and he threw a pick. And that probably explains why some of the air throws that he had in the Raider game. He probably was injured before the Raider game. And I'm like, I woke up in the morning like, all right, I'm setting my FanDuel lineup. I woke up and Stafford ain't playing. I said, these dudes got to be joking, right? I said, man, this bitch Driscoll really warming up. I said, our season over with. I said, our season over with. And I'm telling you, the way it go, when you don't draft a quarterback or you don't have a formative backup quarterback, your quarterback get injured. That's the way it go. That's the way it go. Now, they took Tua, Matthew Stafford, to do for 50 touchdowns, 6,000 yards, no interceptions, 5 interceptions. They would have been 11-5, and they would have been rolling into the postseason. They would have took Tua. Stafford would have played the greatest season of his life. Yeah, the league did fire them for not, putting him on the injury report. Look at Tony Romo. We seen Tony Romo go down, I think, with his injury. Shit, Tony Romo getting like $20 million a year calling football games. I like Tony Romo. NFL graded the Lions total draft at A-. Yeah, it's about right there. Yeah, I like that. It's a good draft with Bob Quinn's or Quintricia's best draft so far. But I was like, man, I was messed up when Stafford didn't play versus the Bears. Because we would have won that. We would have won a few games down the street. Washington, we would have won that beer game. We would have won that beer game on Thanksgiving. We would have beat Dallas. We had a real simple schedule coming up, bro. But the Lions always find a way to win. Tony and Collinsworth, nice. People don't like Collinsworth. He alright to me. He don't bother me. I like Booger McFarland. He don't bother me that much. But y'all know how it is. Big black man on TV. Make one mistake. And they going to be all over you. I think that big boy defensive tackle we got is good. Oh, from Utah. Let's see. I like him. We should have won 11 games last year season with Stafford. With that defense, it was just breaking down too bad. I don't think 11 was in the cards. That defense was just too bland. For real. Shit was crazy. Trey Aikman got to be the worst commentator. I like Trey Aikman. He don't bother me. Joe Buck a little irritating, but it ain't too many commentators I can't tolerate. I be so into the game, bro. Especially Lions game. I don't be hearing what the fuck they be saying. Only person I listen to is Chris Spielman. That's the only person he the only one that really irked my nerves, but I like him. Chris Spielman be like, he's tipping his play on the Chris Spielman be keep. I like Chris Spielman. I like Rich Gannon. I don't have no issue with really nobody. What's the black guy that's on the NFL Network? I like him too. What's the black guy from the NFL Network? Y'all know who I'm talking about, the black guy, man. Played DB at Tennessee. What's this dude's name? Is it Charles Davis? I like him. Low key, Louis Riddick, the truth on ESPN. He like the best dude on ESPN, Louis Riddick. I'm gonna see if I can get Louis Riddick on to talk some football, bro. I'm gonna DM him on. I'm gonna DM him on Twitter, bro. I like Louis Riddick, bro. They need to get Louis Riddick on Monday Night Football. I wonder will he respond. I love to have Louis Riddick and Charles Davis come on. Louis Riddick top dog in the game, bro. Bar none. Louis Riddick top dog, bro. At ESPN, him, Josina Anderson, they top dogs over there. For real. Louis Riddick will never. Bomani Jones, he don't never disappoint. Whatever happened to Louis Delmas? I think he played for Miami and then he ended up retiring. Yeah. Yeah, I like Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark and Jalen Rose will always be the GOAT. When Ryan Clark got on and clowned Stephen A. Smith for his hairline, that was epic. When he clowned Stephen A. Smith for his hairline, that was epic. Then, when Jalen Rose got on and he pulled up Skip Bayless' old high school stats and clowned him, that shit was funny. Yeah, I like Booger. I like Joe Tessitore too. He always been solid in boxing. Joe Tessitore always been solid. Yeah. Ryan Clark, when he came in and clowned Stephen A. Smith hairline, bro, that was the funniest shit I ever heard. I don't know, I forgot why him and Stephen A. Smith was beefing, but that was funny. That was almost as funny as when Jerry Stackhouse told the story about how he beat up Quinn Snyder, the Utah Jazz head coach, and beat up Christian Laettner on the team jet. I don't know how many people remember the. I like Booger. I don't know why not. Booger tight. I like Marcus Spears too. He be having me rolling. But when Jerry Stackhouse put them hands on Christian Laettner, it was funny as hell too, bro. Real talk, man. That shit. If you ain't heard that story, man, y'all gotta look up Jerry Stackhouse, man, story on that, man. Jerry Stackhouse used to be beating people ass, bro. Jerry Stackhouse give you them hands. Jerry Stackhouse ain't for no games. I forgot what's the name of that the show that come on with the dad on ESPN he be reading the rap lyrics. They be down there in Miami. I forget, but he did that a few years ago. What about Pat McPhee on the last Lion game? Green Bay. What do you say? I know he on the zone now talking some shit. Laettner didn't pan out. Skip Phillips was hurt when you ain't lying. He straight off his stat line. I said that nigga. He had him banned from ESPN First Take, bro. What's your opinion on Drew Brees getting a 2-year contract? Getting his contract 2 years early. What you talking about? NBC contract? I think it's a good deal. Lock him up. I like Drew Brees in the booth. I always like Drew Brees going back to Purdue. That's the last time Purdue was shit in football. Jerry Stackhouse was on East Side Cheddar Boys video. Oh, man. Jerry Stackhouse, man. I had a Jerry Stackhouse autograph, bro. Do you go to Lions game? I ain't go to them last year. I went the year before. He put them hands. Jerry Stackhouse put them hands. Jerry Stackhouse, street nigga. He said I think he had like 7 or 11 brothers and sisters. He was the youngest. Jerry Stackhouse put them hands on you, bro. Niggas already know about Stack. Stack is true street nigga, man. Josh Smith got caught up in the street hanging around with Trick and shit. Josh Smith came to the wrong city. Josh Smith drinking and not practicing and stuff, man. Trick gotta stop fucking with the athletes, bro. We gotta get these wins, bro. Swift gonna start. It don't matter who started. It's all about who finished. Him and Kerryon and Bo Scarborough gonna share the load. If it started at 1, it's probably gonna be Bo Scarborough getting it. He said Captain Jack too. Oh yeah, you talking about Steven Jackson? He ain't want no parts of Ben Wallace's brother though. Ben Wallace's brother was beating Fred Jones butt in the stands. He was beating Fred Jones butt in the stands. Hey, Fred Jones was getting beat. Nobody came to save Fred Jones. I think that was Ben Wallace's brother putting them hands on Fred Jones' ass, man. That's one fan, man. He had unlimited stamina, bro. I love to see Pat McPhee as the third analyst. Oh, yeah, I like Pat McPhee. He's straight. He got his little podcast going and shit. But Fred Jones was getting that business, bro. They was... Record next year, I can't call it, man. Let me get out of here, man. My girl having some issues with her bank card, so let me go down there and help her before she's like, oh, you don't care. The Lions draft was horrible. No, it was pretty good, bro. But appreciate y'all, man. Share the videos, man. Don't forget you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All the links in the description. Appreciate the love, support. Yeah, I like Gus. I like Gus Johnson, especially used to call